Morning, my name's Tom and welcome to my channel. I've been road cycling since 2012 and in 2013 I started racing. I finished racing in 2018, but the purpose of this video is to try and help some of you guys get into cycling, learn from some of the mistakes I made, and I'm going to try and give you a few tips that might help you out. Tip number one. The key thing about road cycling, in my opinion, is being comfortable, and that all starts with a good pair of shorts or bib tights. The best piece of advice I can give anybody starting cycling is it's not going to be comfy to start with. Those areas, that saddle pressure, you get used to it and you just kind of have to get your body in the position and it will soon become comfier. But the best piece of advice to help with that is a good bib. And you know what I recommend? Only the best. ASOS, the badge is there somewhere, but spend the money, it will pay off in the long run, and get a good pair of shorts. Tip number two, and sticking with the theme of clothing or what to wear on a bike, dress appropriately. If you're going out cycling and it's cold, like 2, 3, 4 degrees, don't be a hero. Cover those knees up. You'll thank me for it in the long run. Keep those parts of the body that are moving and are in the direct wind and cold, keep them warm. Second of all, or as part of this tip, layer up, because you can't put clothes on when you're out on a bike ride, but you can take them off. And most cycling kit has pockets in the back or somewhere to store a jacket or gilet. If you're too warm, you need to take it off. Tip number three, make sure you wear a helmet. Don't be silly. Might not seem cool, whatever, but always wear a helmet when you're on your bike, especially on the road. And the other thing, as part of that, is a set of sunglasses, or just glasses in general. If you've ever had a fly land in your eye when you've been walking around, imagine that when you're doing 15-20 miles an hour on a road bike and it happens. Wear the glasses, wear a helmet. Tip number four, I don't care what bike you buy. I don't care if it's top of the range, I don't care if it costs £1,000 or £6,000. Get a bike fit. The best thing you can be on a bike is comfy, and most reputable stores that you buy from should offer a bike fitting service. If not, there are plenty of third parties that do it. Get a bike fit, dial your positioning. Comfort means happiness, and eventually it means power. Tip number five on Tom's tips. When you're out on the road on your bike, I don't want to say this word because I don't want it to happen right now, but mechanicals go wrong and you get punctures. So the best thing you can do with your bike is know how to do some minor maintenance. I'm talking about changing a puncture, adjusting your brakes, lubing your chain. Learn those things and make sure that when you're out cycling, you take a couple of spare tubes or one spare tube, maybe in a saddle bag or in your back pocket, and a pump. Because if you're 20-30 miles away from home, I'm pretty certain somebody at home doesn't need that phone call saying, I'm stuck, come and get me. So tip number five, bike maintenance, learn the basics and carry some spares with you when you're cycling. Tip number six, most of the time when you start cycling or any new sport, you start doing it solo on your own. And cycling can be that way, but you can also get out in a group. For tip number six, if you're going out solo riding, always carry a mobile phone in your back pocket, because if the worst happens, where you do get stuck or hit by a car or have a crash and you need to call somebody, you should have your phone in your back pocket. Tip number seven, it might not be rocket science, but doing any form of sport or activity is going to take its toll on the body. So make sure when you're out cycling, depending on your distance, take plenty of food and drink with you. It might just be a simple bottle of water in your bottle cage on your bike, or it might be a sport energy mix or a electrolyte mix that you want to take with you, depending on how hot it is. But always have some water with you and make sure you sip it and drink it at regular intervals. Stay hydrated. Tip number eight. So you've started cycling, you've been out on your own and you've plucked up the courage to start riding in a group. Now the difference with riding in a group is you've got to be more aware of what's around you. And my biggest tip and bugbear that I used to come across cycling in groups were people overlapping wheels. I'll give you an example now. I'm riding in a group and Jake's riding in front of me like this. Now Jake, don't move. If I was to ride wrong, I would ride at the side of Jake with my wheel overlapping his. If Jake suddenly shoots out in front of me and takes my front wheel from underneath me, I'm going down on the floor. Thank you, Jake, and maybe so are the other people behind me. So when you're riding in a group, be courteous, leave a bit of space, don't overlap wheels, and communicate with those around you. Right, we're getting close to tip number 10, but before that, tip number 9. You're buying your first bike, or maybe you've bought or borrowed a bike to get into the sport, and then it's come to the time where you have to spend some money and upgrade or buy a new bike. My advice would be is stretch the budget as much as possible. It might seem expensive, but once you've got your bike, unlike fishing, golf, which is also expensive, you have to pay to do it. You have to pay to play golf, you have to pay to sit and fish. Cycling's free. Once you've bought the bike, you can get out on the roads and you can ride for free. Now I'm riding a 2012 Specialized LA. It came with 8-speed Shimano Sora gears, which I don't even think you can buy anymore. I have changed every part on this bike, and although it was my entry-level bike, in hindsight I should have spent maybe 500, maybe £1,000 more on it, and got it with some better wheels, with better gears, and I wouldn't have had to upgrade it. So my advice for tip number 9 is stretch the budget as much as you can and make sure you get the best bike you can get with what funds are allowed. And finally, tip number 10, and the same with anything in life, this one is, tip number 10 is have fun. Have fun while you're doing it. As long as you're safe, you're prepared, you know what you're doing, take your time, ask questions, learn and have fun. And that's the best advice I can give you with anything cycling related. If you found this video useful, hit that like button down below, and if you've checked out the channel and seen my other cycling videos, then please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Hopefully some of these tips will help you, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.